Welcome to the Land, your bet sports betting show. Looking at the Aces playing host to the Storm, looking to close this thing out up 1-0. Pretty good night in the first day of the W here. Only 2 bets, but we're still rocking strong in the NFL. If you do want those VIP picks, check the link in the description. Got a little code for 25% off your first 2 months. Let's get right into Tuesday night. We've got a pretty decent spread between the Aces and the Storm after an 11-point victory for the Aces in Game 1. Total has dropped after it was 163.5 in Game 1. Then we had a game that saw 155 between these two squads because of an abysmal fourth quarter. We'll talk about that here in just a sec. Let's start with some of the things that the Storm did well in this game. You look at some of the key numbers here. You've got a rebound percentage that they won pretty handily, 56% of the rebounds, and especially because they dominated on the offensive boards, which is really the reason that they were in this game. And not necessarily dominating, but at least hanging in and leading for most of the way before that fourth quarter, especially because of those offensive rebounds and second chance points, right? Those were huge. They were up 1 going into the fourth, in part because that's when they had all of these second chance points and these offensive rebounds. The paint points, they did get beat by the Aces. Nothing to be ashamed of. A'ja Wilson dominates that part of the floor on offense. She had an off game as well, but a lot of stuff going to the rim for the Aces in this game. Big reason why they had so many paint points, obviously. This is where things went sideways, though. You see the fourth quarter, 2-14, and that's because the Storm did not make a field goal. And to be honest, the Aces weren't exactly ace on offense. They shot below 50%, close to about 36% from the field, didn't make a 3. They didn't turn the ball over. The Storm only took 12 shots in that quarter compared to the 18 for the Aces because 6 of those possessions ended in a turnover for the Storm. Got to take much better care of the ball. We know Magbegor is going to be back for this game. That's going to be huge. It's also where I'm starting with these player prop looks. Quick reminder to like that video, goes a super long way. Also subscribe to the page if you don't want to miss any of these and turn those noties on. Also want you guys to comment, and I'm giving you a specific directive here to see if we can get a nice little sweep. I want a 3-leg parlay for at least 2-1. If you can throw me a 3-leg parlay with at least 2-1 odds on your return, jump in the comments, give me that. If it hits, I'm going to take all the ones that do, put them in a random drawing, and go ahead and give somebody $50, whoever is the winner on that one. I got a couple parlays I threw in the VIP Discord. Interested to see what you guys have as well. So jump in there in the comments with your 3-leg, at least 2-1 parlay, and if it hits, we'll go ahead and give $50 to one of you lucky winners. Kicking it off with Ezzy, she came out with a really low points prop as soon as we got those here, just about an hour or so before I recorded. This is why I wanted to go ahead and make sure I got this out a little bit late so I could see what's up with Ezzy. And it looks like she's good to go. She's not listed on any injury reports, and the concussion doesn't seem to be a problem for her anymore. Season averages 11.7 points per game over her current total of 8.5 points that the line is set at. 28 of the 37 games. That's 75% of the time she's going over with a really nice hit rate. Minutes, always important, but she doesn't even average 31 on the season. She's very, very efficient with her shots, mostly because they're so close to the basket and coming off of a lot of Storm assists from players like SDS, Skylar Diggins-Smith, as well as Lloyd, as we know. In the 10 games, though, where she's played 24 to 30 minutes, so below her averages in general, she's still over this number in 7 of 10 games. We're getting really good value because there's a little bit of unknown. I'm going to pounce on it, though. I really still think it's an overplay for her at 8.5 points, and in part because she needs to play minutes. So granted, she might play 24 to 26 minutes in that range. Still good numbers, very good hit rate there. If she plays her normal minutes, even better hit rate. And if things go according to plan for how they'd like it to go for the Storm in terms of how many minutes she's able to go, if she can go at least 30, that's something she's done consistently against this Aces squad. In all 3 games, she's played at least 34 minutes, averaging 35 a game, over in all 3, averaging about 16 points a game. So she loves playing against this team. She loves getting the minutes that she gets. And I think that's going to be what we see here, even in the 24 to 26 range. If she's there, still very efficient with those shots. This is a bit of speculation in terms of the Lloyd lean to the over on her points. 15.5 is the number, very beatable for someone like Lloyd, who's used to shooting the ball 20 times per game. I can't really explain, even after watching the tape, why she played 26 minutes and why she only shot the ball 8 times. I truly don't know, but I know that their backs are against the wall, and I know she does perform a bit better with Magbegor. Only 1 game without Ezzy. It was last game. She only had 6 points. So we're getting the value because we're fading recent results. If she takes her normal amount of shots, which on the season is damn near 20 shots a game, let's say she takes 15 to 22, where her average is right about there in that range. She's over in 18 of 24 games, averaging 20.4 points per game in those situations. She normally takes 20 shots versus the Aces. At least in the regular season, 2 of the 3 games, she took at least 20 shots in those games, or at least 18, I should say, and went over in both those overs. But the 2 games now, including this last playoff game where she went under versus the Aces, she only took 8.5 shots on average, right? Like 9 and 7, or 8 and 7 shots, 9 and 8 shots, whatever. Less than 10. Not just half of what she's normally playing. I just don't see her going out like that. I think things open up a bit more for her with Ezzy down there, and Ezzy able to come out and also run that pick and roll alongside Nneka for Jewel Lloyd and Skylar Diggins-Smith. So I really got to at least strongly look into an over for her points based on these averages alone. Everybody loves Gabby Williams, but hear me out because I think you need to fade her boards. I'm at least considering it. It's not like I have too much to go on other than what happens when Ezzy is out there versus when Ezzy is not. So in the games with Ezzy, there's been 9 of them. She's under this 4.5 rebound prop in 6 of 9, averaging 3.6, right? Without Ezzy, she's over in all 4. She's averaging 6 boards. They obviously ask her to do a ton more when Ezzy's not there. She was hurt though, so part of the increase in her minutes as of late could also just be because they want her out there, and I think it is. So it's a little bit scary to go under because if the minutes are there for Gabby, then she should be good. The thing is it's tough to determine if she's going to get the minutes when Ezzy's out there because her minutes go down when Magbegor is on the floor, obviously. So I'm leaning in the under realm here for Gabby Williams. But like I said, if you do want the full set of picks, definitely check out the link in the description to the VIP Discord. Looking at A'ja, best player in the league. That's for my money. Rebounds, kind of fading those as well. She's not in position very consistently to board as often against the Seattle Storm team. She's guarding either Nneka or Ezzy Magbegor. Probably Ezzy in this game. That's been the matchup when Ezzy's been here for these games. She guarded Nneka last time. That gave her a lot of trouble. So I would also consider that Nneka could stay on her because she did a great job limiting stuff for A'ja, really annoying her on offense where she took a ton of shots and couldn't hit on most of them. Started the game 1 for 8, didn't really pick it up until the second half. So I'm a little bit hesitant to go over the points, even though she's taking so many shots. I like the under on the rebounds though, right? You see that she's gone under in 4 of the 5 games she's played against the Storm, averaging 11. I will say the 11 average is in part because she got most of those in one game where she got 20 boards, which is an anomaly. You don't rely on that. And I do think the Storm shoot better than they did last game. Even when they went 0 for 12 in the 4th quarter last game, still didn't see A'ja go over this number in the boards last game, right? Didn't even get to 10 in that one. And she's only gotten 10 twice now, including that 20-pointer, 20 rebound game and one that she got 10. But at 11.5, you can feel pretty good about going under and not worry about that average, in part because the way these two teams play is very fast. They both want to go up and down with really good guard play, and as a result, leads to fewer rebounds for A'ja, who, once again, is out of position normally because either they're running into one of these teams is running in transition, or you got her being pulled from the basket because Nneka and Ezzy run so much pick and roll with Jewel Lloyd and Skylar Diggins-Smith. That is their play. That's what they do. That's what their offense is predicated on, is one of those 2 guards running the pick and roll. More offense, honestly, it's Skylar at this point with Jewel Lloyd playing off the ball. But either way, like that draws A'ja out away from the basket, less opportunities for rebounds. As scary as it might seem, I lean to the under for her. And looking at Chelsea Gray, the point guard, and I mean, for Chelsea Gray, this is really just a numbers play and what you believe in. So in terms of the points and assist number that she sees here, it's high, right? At 17.5 is a very high number for what she averaged on the season, where it was at 14 points and assists. And you say, well, even in the first, let's say a couple weeks of the season that she came back, she didn't play as well. She needed to come back from injury and really get back in the groove. That was long ago enough now where it's like she's been in the groove, and this is still a high number for her averages, still only going over in 5 of 10 in the last 10 games. And I mean, the minutes are going to be there for her, but this is a team in the Storm who are very, very good at limiting assists, especially when they have Ezzy out there to clog the lane. You saw Chelsea Gray get a good amount of her assists off of easy bounce passes into the paint to A'ja and others, basically because the defense wasn't quite as dominant down low. And A'ja actually wasn't even a beneficiary of that many assists from Chelsea. She was finding a lot of other people as well, spreading it around. So I understand that this is scary, but it's straight minutes play, or straight numbers play. This is an under. That's really it. The minutes that she played last game, still over 30, but even if she plays 28 plus minutes, she's still at about 16 points and assists combined, under in the majority of the time. So it's a lean to the under. I more proceed caution with just wanting to take overs because she had such a good game last time. Let's just be a little bit more cautious than that and take a look at the real numbers. And the numbers tell you go under for Chelsea Gray. And that is all the time I have for you guys in this one. Quick reminder, if you do want a code for a 7-day free trial for Outlier.bet, highly recommend using that platform. That is what I'm using more than anything to get these WNBA player props out to you guys. So check that out. Everything else you need, description of the video has the link to the VIP Discord. Also the free Discord, got really good looks in the WNBA chat if you're interested in that stuff. I'll be back with the next slate of games here for 2 more. We'll see if we have some game 2s or not, but we do have game 3s rather, but we do have 2 more game 2s no matter what. So check that video out without missing it. And until I see you next, happy betting.